Great day, everyone. Great day to you. Oh, what a blessed day. It is the 30th of March, 2026. This is the Oracle. I am Matthew Levi, the Oracle. And I thank you all for joining me here today. And more importantly, I thank Great Spirit, the Creator, the Mystery, God the Father, God the Mother, the One, the Source, all that is, for this opportunity to share these messages and be of service to the collective and the greater good of all that is. So today, rather than burning herbs, I was called to use some resins today. Ooh, a big old rock. Look at that. And so, as always, I pray and I ask the powers of the four winds, the water, the air, the earth, the fire, and the great spirit of all that is, and all those in between, in seen and unseen realms, to come and join in this sacred moment. I ask you that you sever and remove any and all cords of fear, doubt, and insecurity surrounding myself and those that are watching and will watch. Instill in us your light, your love, your unconditionality, your grace, your clarity. I pray that you bring peace into this world, calm, sense of oneness and unity as we move closer and closer to reuniting with you and our brothers and sisters from the stars, ancestors from the past, the future generations. I thank you, Great Spirit, for this moment, this opportunity to be of service in this co-creation. For I am the way, I am the truth, I am the light of the world, I am Matthew Levi. I am the Oracle. So, it's going to be another very, very magical day. Very magical day. I don't know if you can feel it, but yesterday was a very high energy day for me. Yesterday morning, a lot of energy came in yesterday morning. Took a while for it to settle and come into coherence within my vessel and within my space. But it was a fucking amazing day yesterday. I had a great day. It is a beautiful day here again in Northeast Oklahoma. It's going to be in the mid-80s. And it's just another beautiful day to exist and experience life. Because that's why we're here. That is literally why we are here. And so today, the main message is allowance, surrender and allowance. Releasing any and all preconditioned, preconceived notions, ideas about us as individuals and as a collective, and letting go of a fearful, not trusting mindset, and opening yourselves up to receive everything that is for you and that is for us as a human species and as a collective. Because right now is an extremely magical time. We have stated in many past transmissions that there has been a shift in the human awareness and human consciousness. It has elevated to another level and is going to continue to rise, as well as the consciousness and energy of the planet, of the earth, Mother Gaia. And it's just really an amazing time to be alive. There is so much happening in the world. There is so much polarity happening right now around the world and within us as individuals. And I feel it's important to acknowledge that and recognize that and learn to understand what that truly means, what polarity is, and why we're all experiencing it right now. And it's really because we picked it. We picked it. We chose to come here at this time. And back to the message of allowance and surrender, it's the things that are happening have already played out. This is the causation to achieve the desired effect. This is the nonlinear or linear future us reaching back and pulling us through this situation right now, this moment in time, to elevate the consciousness of the collective and of the earth, and for us to allow ourselves to see just how deeply and intricately connected we are to each other, to the earth, and to literally all that is the source of consciousness, the one that we call God the Father, God the Mother, the Great Spirit, the Great Mystery. And everything in between this physicality that we're experiencing and the non-local, non-physical consciousness that is the source of all that is. It's, even for me at times, it can be a little heady and weird and mind-boggling, but I've done a whole lot of work in sitting in contemplation with these ideas and reaching outside of my little small awareness here and stepping outside of time, so to speak, to experience that and to have interactions with other aspects of consciousness, some that do have physical form and some that don't. And it's just really an amazing time. It's energizing for me. As I said yesterday, was a very, very high energy day. Today is starting off very similar. As we continue to progress further and further down the way and elevate our awareness and our internal state of being to that of unconditional love and what that truly means. For me, it means unconditional, which is what it is literally, without condition. I've talked about it numerous times here, that even the fear-based frequencies, the pain, the suffering, the death, the destruction, as well as all the joy, the bliss, the ecstasy, the creation, it is all contained within that one sort of sphere, realm of consciousness. In that we as physical vessels inhabiting this human experience, this as our spirit or soul, whatever you want to call it, compresses down into this physical form to experience life and what it means to feel separate from that unified source, that unity of one, and to find our way back to it, to experience the fear, the separation, as well as the love, the unity. I understand that it can be challenging for some to wrap their mind around the concept of each and every experience that we have as individuals and as a collective that we chose. We chose it all, specifically for the experience, specifically for source to experience itself as it fractalized itself so it could learn and know itself from the various perspectives of itself. So today, I feel like the message of allowance and surrender is important. And it doesn't mean submission. It means allowing things to unfold for you and for us as a collective in the divine timing that is already written. Now, there are things that we can do to sort of help accelerate that in some form. Many of you may have already experienced, I know I've experienced sort of this distortion in time, what we call linear time, how it seems to be speeding up in one moment and then slowing down in another, speeding up and then slowing down. I've made references to this analog watch that I wear, how in some moments I can look at it to check the time and see that it's 10, 12, 15 minutes ahead of what this atomic clock time that is on the cell phones and everything. And then at other moments, it's several minutes behind. Like right now, it's several minutes behind. But yesterday, it was like a minute ahead. It's very strange for me. But I also know that that's the way it's supposed to be. And that's the allowance that I've come to know and that I've come to put out there. The sort of the surrender to the great way. And I'll be honest, it can be challenging at times. I incarnated here already with a plan, just like everybody else did, and part of that plan and part of that makeup, that design for this physical experience in this vessel was to have certain characteristics or traits. Each and every one of us do. And one of them that I was instilled with was a sense of patience. Already having the understanding that things happen as they should, and that trying to control the outcome and force things to happen in that sort of not self-individualized perspective of linear time, to force that things to happen or to make things happen, only led me to an immense amount of irritation, agitation, anger, pain, grief, suffering, however you want to put it, whatever word you want to put on it. But when I learned, and it's been a practice to get back to my true self, my true nature, to just allow, just relax. Everything is going to play out the way it's already been designed to play out. It's just up to us to allow it to play out. It's up to us as individuals and a collective to raise our frequency, raise our awareness out of that fearful separation mindset into a higher awareness of unconditionality and loving mindset. Now, I said, I know for some that can be challenging, especially the concept of you chose everything, right? Your suffering, your pain, your experiences has already been predetermined. You picked them all. Now, you did have some free will. We do have free will as to how we navigate those things, but certain challenges and certain themes that we experience in our life are already preset and predetermined. Like our parents, our siblings, our chosen family, our friends, the location we're born into, the certain set of circumstances or themes that we want to experience, the challenges of separation, whether they be trauma, abuse, whatever you want to call it, as well as the opposite of that, the joy, the bliss, the happy moments. And that's where the free will choice comes in, is how you navigate those and how you choose to understand them. And more importantly, if you choose to hang on to them and carry them with you into each present moment, how that just sort of continues to play out that same theme. But you do have the free will choice to shift your perspective on that interaction. And whenever you shift your perspective or change your perception of it, meaning the meaning you apply to that moment is going to determine the outcome that you experience physically in real time. So if you see a challenge as, oh my God, I can't get through this, I can't get through this, why is this happening to me again? Then you're going to have the same sort of negative, fearful experience. But if you choose to shift your awareness of like, why did I choose this? Oh, I picked this so I could create, so I could learn, so I could grow, so I could figure out how to do things differently. And I know, believe me, I know, because it took me a while to wrestle with this concept and come to terms with it. But once I was able to get out of that sort of fearful mindset and become present, release all that past shit, all that past baggage, and come back into the present moment and sink into the idea of allowance and surrender to the great way, the great cosmic way, it made it a lot easier. Time actually started speeding up. Things really did start shifting in my reality. I had better experiences. I've had more loving connections. And the hardest challenge is the trust. Is trusting that everything in your awareness, everything that's happening right now is happening for a reason. Because there is no coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. But Matthew, why would someone pick cancer? Why would we have souls incarnating here just to live a short life? Or why would we have souls incarnating here to be abusive to others or to be abused by others? Well, it's to alchemize, it's to learn, it's to alchemize. Again, back to the beginning, is Source wants to experience itself. So it wants to experience all aspects of itself. And the entire spectrum, from complete separation and utter pain and despair to unity and love and bliss. That's the whole point. And here in the physical form, we get to choose what we experience. And so when you choose better, meaning you choose to give your experience a different meaning, you get a different outcome. It is literally that simple. And I think that may be why some people have difficulty with this idea, or with surrendering to that and allowing and trusting things to unfold in the way they're meant to. And so the idea is to release all preconceived notions and conditions and insistence and expectation that it has to appear a certain way. And when you do that and you just allow, you really get to learn, and you really get to experience, and you really open yourself up to the true magic of creation and life and what's happening. So it's quite fun. Life is supposed to be fun. I over the last several years, man, I've had so much fun. Yeah, I've had some hard experiences, some hard lessons that I've had to learn and let go of, because life isn't just a circle, it's a spiral. You continue to grow and age, and you continue to come back to some of the same experiences unless you have learned your lesson, and then you get to create differently. And if you learn to create differently, meaning you learn to choose how you react or perceive the situation in front of you, you'll have a different experience. So, anyway, I thank you all for being here. Thank you, Trudy. Daniela Jr. Daniela says, I'm extremely drawn to the picture behind you, the crying lady. Been meaning to tell you that. Had a fascination for crying angels at one point. Oh, thank you. And yeah, I do have quite a bit of artwork here. There's some really cool shit going on around my house, man. Well, like I said, yesterday was a very high, strange day, man. I woke up just on fucking fire. Really, the last 4 fucking days have just been, man, high fucking energy. High energy. It's been amazing. Robin, thank you for tuning in and joining me this morning. It's good to see you on here. But that's pretty much the message today, is learning to surrender to the moment, to be present in the moment and choose how you want to experience your life. Choose. That is free will. That is literally the point. Literally the point is we get to choose. More importantly, we choose it all. And that's hard. You know, that's hard. It's a hard concept to wrap our minds around. I get it. It took me a minute to fucking deal with it and come to terms with it. I mean, lots of deep contemplation on it. And so when you learn how to do that, when you learn how to trust, not just in yourself, but in each other, in spirit, in your spirit team, your angels, your guides, whatever you want to call them, God, Source, Great Spirit, the Great Mystery, Creator. Put whatever name on it you want. It's all the singular one source. It is all non-dual. We have the illusion of duality, the illusion of separation here in physical form, but it is an illusion, because this is the dream. This is the dream. We are spirit dreaming that we are separate from it, just to have the experience. Now, while there are other planes of other places, other realms where physical existence is happening, even outside of this planet, it is all of the same one source. And so you may be able to look around the world. If you really open your eyes, open your eye, and look and listen with your heart, you'll see it. You'll understand it. You will understand it. And yeah, she is snoring again. And so the idea or concept of other physical entities or beings that may have a higher awareness, a higher sense of awareness, that may be more technologically advanced than us, that may be able to sort of pop in and out of our reality at any given time, if we allow them to, becomes a little easier to swallow. Like I said in my post yesterday about buckle up because it's going to get fucking weirder, it is. You know, people that don't understand or don't really truly believe in these concepts are going to get a wide awakening, because the people in their lives that do will continue to grow further and further apart. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it or go. Stop. Anyway, bear's in the living room barking, so it's a bit of a distraction for me. I have a very, very focused awareness, and so it can be challenging for me to sort of stay on topic when something like that is distracting me. But these guys do exist. They're very fucking real. Very fucking real. And all I'm asking is for you guys to surrender, again, preconceived notions, concepts, and ideas about yourself, humanity, each other, what you call God, and really open yourselves up and allow that stuff to happen and stuff to come into your awareness. Now, like I said, yesterday was a very, very high energy day, man. My fucking chest cavity and my heart space, from the time I was back in body, wake up in the morning, from the time I was back in body, it was just humming, literally humming and vibrating. It was like somebody rang a fucking giant bell that was my body, and the whole thing is just vibrating. Drove the dogs nuts for several fucking hours. Like, they were, I mean, just eyes on me, and then eyes just tracking all around me. And I know what that is. I know that is these guys. That is my angels, my spirit guides, my team. Interdimensional extraterrestrial beings that are tuning me, working with me. And you may see them on occasion zipping in and around here, right? The little orbs that fly in and out. I know in a lot of my previous transmissions, when I watch the playback, they just fucking zip in and out all the time. But that's the main message, is learn to surrender, learn to allow and trust the unfolding of life. Learn to trust in yourself, learn to trust in each other. And whenever you do that, you will radically shift your experience to sort of a more positive one. You know, again, that is duality, and we are non-dual. We are all one. But to help us here in physical form and our human brains to sort of understand this concept, you have to frame it in that way. So when you release your judgments about good or evil, right or wrong, positive, negative, and just allow, you change your experience. You change how you show up in the world. And so if you have people in your life, i.e. other aspects of you, that are pulling away, allow it. Don't hold on. It is your resistance and your insistence that leads to the pain and the suffering, the individualized suffering, not only for you, but for the other individuals too. There is great power, immense power, in faith and trust and allowance. If you think you have no control over your life, that's exactly how much control you have. You are controlling that. If you say that you can't trust anybody, you're trusting that. If you say, I have no confidence, you're confident in that. See how it works? If you say, I can't allow, you're allowing that. See? Reframe your vision. Reframe the idea. And just sort of surrender and allow. And trust that everything's going to happen the way it's supposed to. Now, we create our own individual realities as well as this collective reality. So you have to sort of allow things to play out, right? We can pray, we can pray, we can pray and focus and focus and focus our intention. But it's not solely up to us. It's up to everybody else too, because we are participating in a collected reality. But again, as I said, the great mystery is unconditionally loving, meaning change that to unconditionally supportive, meaning it's going to allow you, the individual, to experience it the way you wish to. I know, big concept, difficult concept, I get it. But that's the nature of this experience, and that's the nature of reality as a whole. I know there are some scientists out there that want to argue and whatever. This is bigger than that. This is bigger than that. So much bigger. But anyway, let's throw one more giant crack rock of copal. Onto the smudge pot. You guys reach in there and grab some of that smoke. Bless off. Wave that around your vessel. Pull that into you. So, any questions or comments? I didn't really plan on pulling cards this morning. I planned on just delivering the message. But I set them back over here a while ago and just a few minutes ago before I came on. And, didn't shuffle or anything, and I've got these 4 decks here. And so I just, randomly reached over and picked one up. Picked up the Nature Spirits deck. It was the Dandelion. Healing, the 9, which is the third eye, which is your vision. Set it down. Picked up, cut the Dream Weavers. Number 44. The Weavers know that all is God. Again, 4. The solar plexus. Multiplied by 2. That's adding the power of the heart. This is the I do chakra. This is allowing. Allowing from your heart space. Picked up the Love deck. Respect. This is, again, being respectful and understanding that each and every individual has their own perspective and their own experience, and they're going to see things differently than you. And then I picked up the Angels deck. You are raising your elevation. Your frequency is rising. You're raising your vibration. And so, how do you find your spirit guides? Daniela asks. How do you find your spirit guides? You look within. You look within, because you're not going to find them out here. You're not going to find them out here. You're going to have to sit in deep meditation or go into sort of a meditative flow state. Now, meditation can be tricky for some. There are different forms of meditation. Not everybody has the ability or the capacity or focused awareness like I do to be able to just sit still and listen and hear and see. Some people need what's called active meditation. This is when you're painting, writing, doing dishes, doing laundry, going for a walk, driving your car, and you just sort of, you're so present in the moment that everything just sort of slows down and fades out, and then boom, you get that insight. That's your higher self or your spirit guides giving you a message. It's about finding that flow state, what we call the flow state, where you become an active channel, because each and every human can channel. Some do it differently. Every time you meditate, you fall asleep. Well, then maybe try active meditation, right? Create some art. Get so focused and so in tune in what you're doing. Again, allowing whatever it is you're creating to just sort of flow out of you, and listen. It's about releasing the preconceived ideas or notions about how it's supposed to happen, and the allowance to allow them to make contact with you, allow them to whisper their words of wisdom in the wind to you, so to speak. Allow them to show you things. Once you figure out your method to get into that state, and you continue to do it, you continue to practice it over and over and over, the allowance becomes easier. It becomes easier. Some, like myself, we all have a specific design, but some, like myself, have a very focused awareness. Meaning, like I said, I can sit here and talk and the stream be flowing, and as soon as Numbskull in there starts barking, it distracts me, it pulls my focus. See? It's about directing your focus, at least for me. But directing your focus to the present moment and being so involved and present with what you're doing. This is sort of the idea of Zen, okay? And the sort of Zen philosophy is not to be spiritual while you're peeling the potatoes or doing the laundry. It's just to peel the potatoes or do the laundry. It's to be present when you're doing it, right? Let's just take peeling potatoes, for instance. Be so present that you can feel the texture of the potato. You can feel and hear the blade running through the potato, right? You can smell it. Even though it's out here, you can smell it. You can sense it. You can pretty much already taste it. It's about presence and awareness. When you are present and aware, you notice more shit. Right? I know when I'm present and really present in the moment, amazing fucking things happen. When I come on and do this, I have to really be present, and I have to allow. It's taken me some practice to do it, but the more I do it, the easier it becomes. The quicker I recognize when they're chiming in. If you've been with me for a while, you've seen me do it. I'll be sitting here talking and all of a sudden just pause and stop. And then boom, go into that sort of channeling state. Voice changes, vibration changes, demeanor changes, tone changes. And that is me being so present that I'd hear them, and I check Matthew out and allow them to come through. And so it's about presence and surrender to the moment. And that can be challenging because we've been conditioned to believe that we have to control everything. We have to focus so hard to manipulate physically our life. And we don't. We don't. We have said it many, many times, while this is a physical plane of existence that we are having here, it is 100% powered by the mind, controlled by the mind, and powered by our emotional and energetic state. That is what we put out. This is the as above, so below, as within, so without. It's literally that simple. It's simple hermetics. And so the practice of allowance today and suspending your ideas of how it should be. Is it possible that you could be so programmed that your spirit guides can't reach you? Sort of yes and no. Sort of yes and no. It's, again, the frequency that you're holding. The frequency that you're holding. If you're continuing to hold on to an insistence as this is who you are and that's how it's always going to be, i.e. I'm afraid, I'm broken, I'm damaged, whatever, that drops you, lowers your frequency, meaning it separates you even further from them because they vibrate way the fuck up here. Way the fuck up here. And whenever you do that, whenever you hold on to the past, whenever you hold on to those ideas and preconceived notions and the conditioning as to who you are, i.e. the labels, the identities that you have chosen to wear, that others have placed in you, that you've willingly picked up and carried, saying, yep, this is who I am. I can't reach them. I can't reach them. They're going to allow that to happen until you make the change. Till you make the change in the physical moment. Because while we are having this physical experience, this is the dream. We are always in spirit. We are always in spirit. We are spirit having a physical experience. It's just the illusion that we're not. And so when you release and you raise your frequency, you raise your vibration, you elevate your awareness into the higher faculties of the third eye, the crown. You get past the heart space. You start speaking your truth. You start speaking and creating your world differently. So just be patient then, Daniela. If you're not staying in the broken land anymore, don't. Just be patient and allow yourself to be present and focused on the things that you want, the things you prefer, and not the things you don't. This is free will choice. Choose how you perceive it, because how you perceive it is exactly how you're going to receive it. And more importantly, how you perceive it is how you're projecting it out. It's just bouncing back, and that's giving you the feedback. It's a feedback loop. So, raise your awareness. Shift your perceptions. Shift your perceptions. And I'm feeling the Angels deck here. Daniela, I'm going to pull some cards here for you from the Archangels deck as I pause and ask, because it's all for the asking, as they've told me many times. It is all yours for the asking. It's just in the way you ask and the way you allow it to unfold. So I call the Archangel Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael, Zadkiel, Camuel, Haniel, Jophiel, Metatron, Senophon. Call to you a means of light to come and divine a message for Daniela through these cards. Message. Daniela, the angels are saying that you're ready for more. You're ready for more. You are growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes that you've been contemplating. You're ready for more. which means letting go. Take a good look at that imagery on that card. Feel into that energy. That is a lotus right there. That is a lotus. And if you know how the lotus grows, you'll understand this message. The lotus grows out of the mud. No mud, no lotus. Meaning, no pain, no suffering, no experience, no bliss, no joy. It's the polarity, right? The lotus has to strive very hard to push up out of that mud, all the way up through that deep water that it sits in, till it finally gets to the top. And then it slowly opens to a beautiful flower, beautiful fragrant flower. But they're telling you that you're ready for more. Also, we get the 40 here, the 40. As I've said before, the 4 for me is the solar plexus chakra. This is the I do chakra, meaning you have to do it. You have to do it. Nobody can do it for you. We can guide you. They can guide you, but you have to do it. Chances are you've been receiving messages already, either through me or through your awareness of the things, the choices that you need to make. Some of them may be very hard choices, like walking away from people. But you have to do it. Nobody can do it for you. So, lean into that. It says your career, but this is you. You are growing. You are growing and blossoming. And now is the time to make the changes that you've been contemplating. Hard choices, hard decisions, ones that invoke fear. But you have everything that you need to walk that path. You're welcome. You have everything you need. I said, as within, so without. We come in here with every gift, every tool that we need to navigate every challenge we face in our life. That's sort of the paradox. That is one of many that I have discovered in my journey here. My journey of remembering who the fuck I am and why I'm here. There are a great many paradoxes. Again, like I said, the individual reality versus the collective reality. It's sort of paradoxical. Sort of paradoxical. Trudy, since you're still with me, I'm going to pull one for you too. Angel Michael, and the Legions. What is the message you have for Trudy today? Trudy, you get the 10. The don't settle for less. Do not settle for less. You're a child of the divine and you deserve to have your dreams come true. So do not give up. Don't settle for less. This is the 1 and the 0. The 1 is the crown chakra. Zeros are just space holders. You know. You know what you want. Stop settling for less. When we settle, we get exactly what we chose. But if you stop settling for less and you allow what you want to come, meaning you be patient, and you just allow and you don't settle. Nope, this is not what I want. I'm holding out for what I want. This is the vision I have. And I'm not going to settle for anything less than that. One more. This one for the collective. Archangel Michael, call to you today. Deliver a message for us as a collective spirit. It's telling everybody, get your power back. Get your power back. The 13 says you've forgotten who you are, that you're all children of the divine, so take your power back. You have it. Look at it. Get a good look there. Feel into the colors there. This is the third eye. This is the voice. Notice she's got a nice golden crown. Her hair. Do not settle for less. Take your power back. You have control. Every time you choose to give your power away to somebody by agreeing to who they tell you that you are, who they tell you you can be, how you're limited, you're not. You're not. We are truly limitless as spiritual beings. It's the illusion that we don't have control. We have total control. And what we have total control of is us, our individual perspective, our lives, how we react, how we perceive, how we see. So, yes, as Trudy says, you know how hard it is for you to be quiet and discern. Yeah, I do. You being a manifesting generator, you're so quick to respond to the needs of others, and you put yours aside a lot. That's where you settle. That's where you're settling. So. If there's anybody else watching, please drop a comment. Let me know you're here, and I will deliver a message for you too. But that's the main message today, is learn to allow your life to unfold in divine timing, because everything happens in divine timing. Learn to read the synchronicity. Synchronicity is what people call coincidence. Right? Synchronicity is, oh, I have a song pop in my head, da 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 da, as I'm bebopping around the house, da 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 da, and then the next thing I know, I'm in my vehicle going somewhere, and that fucking song comes on. That's synchronicity. Synchronicity is, I've got this certain idea or certain thought that I need to go in a certain direction, and so I start going that direction, and now all of a sudden I have sequential numbers popping up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5, 5, 5, 8, 8, 8, 2, 2, 2, whatever it be, or the song, or I have the idea that I need to take off and go a certain direction, and bam, there's mysterious coins in my path. There's feathers in my path. Now I'm seeing butterflies flying all around. Synchronicity. This is your internal guidance system. That's how it works. So when you learn to pay attention to the synchronicity, and you learn to read the synchronicity, and more importantly, you learn to listen and allow things to unfold, time starts speeding up. Things start happening faster, quicker. That's the challenge, though, is being patient and allowing it to happen and not getting irritated. So, with that said, I think that's going to do it for me today. I pray that each and every one of you that are watching this playback, or watched with me live, or watch the playback either here on YouTube, really sit and contemplate on what this means for you, because I know what it means for me. But sit and contemplate on what it means for you. So, trust in yourself first and foremost, and then trust in the divine, in spirit, because we all have a team up there watching us sleep, watching us dream, and having this experience, that are lining up the things that we're saying right here in this moment, the things that we are thinking in this moment. And that's the challenge, to think in a positive way every moment. Even when hard things come, if you put a negative perception on it, a negative meaning, you're going to get a negative experience. If you put a positive meaning, a positive perspective on it, you're going to get a positive experience. Right? Just a little perspective here. You look out at the world around, you see war, chaos, destruction. How can that be positive? It's giving you the allowance to choose Do you want to continue to be involved in that? Or do you want to disconnect your energy, take back your power from it, and place it somewhere else, somewhere that's more positive, something that's more creative, that creates more life, more love, more joy? If you want to go and fight, go fight. If you want to really do something about it, then do something about it. Each and every individual has that option, has that opportunity. But just by sitting and focusing on it and saying, this is wrong, or how can they do this, how can they do that? All you're doing is feeding that energy, continuing to amplify it, allowing it to grow more, allowing it to take your power because you're giving it to it. So if you want to focus it in a different direction, you can. You can see that, I see that, for what it is. The fall of the old way, the fall of the separation consciousness, the last throes of fear and separation trying to maintain its grip on us. I'm not going to let it. I'm not going to feed it. I don't focus in on it. I don't tune into it. I pay attention enough to stay informed as to what's happening, but I don't fucking get sucked into it. I don't feed it. I don't feed it my energy. I don't feed into politics. I don't feed into war. I don't feed into religious control. I feed into free will. I feed into creation. I feed into love unconditionally. I stop judging, specifically myself and other people, because I know they have the same free will choice that I do. I have a deep, immense amount of compassion for them because I was them. I am them. And they are me. So, today, that's the messages today. Use your discernment. Use your free will choice. You want a better life, you have to start choosing how you see it better. You have to choose better each and every moment. This is mindfulness. This is conscious awareness. You have to be consciously aware of what you're thinking, what you're saying, specifically, more importantly, about yourself. And then you will shift. Literally that simple. Change your perspective, you'll change your life. I promise. I've done it. And millions of people all over this planet are doing it now too. That's exactly why the things are happening the way they're happening. It's exactly why. Because again, all of this is predetermined. All of it. It is not so much cause and effect. While yes, we are the cause that has the effect on the world, there's also the greater effect that's initiating the cause. Wrap your mind around that one. So, today, as Venus starts its transit into Taurus today, lean into that energy. That unconditionally loving energy. And bring it down to the earth and ground it in your reality, i.e. Venus being the love, Taurus being the fixed earth. Pull that in. Ground that. Anchor it. Be the light that you came here to be. Flip that switch. Banish the darkness of your soul, in your spirit, in your vessel, and allow the good things to happen to you. So, that's it for me. Matthew Levi, the Oracle, till Friday morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. When I come back on here and we do this again, I pray and I bless each and every one of you. I pray that you find your way out of the darkness, that you discover your light, and that you start shining it. You build it. You stoke that fire, your sacred heart. That's what the sacred heart, that fiery heart is. You stoke it. Stoke it up. Be a beacon of hope for others. Be a beacon of love for others. Be a safe space for others. So, till Friday morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, I love each and every one of you. Spirit loves you. God loves you. Your spirit team is working diligently in the background in the unseen realms for you, as are there so many others. Just learn to allow things to unfold. So, I'll be back Friday. I love each and every one of you. Till then, Friday morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm Matthew Levi, the Oracle. Be well.